I sold your father's restaurant. You're too young to run it, my stepfather announced. I was 28, managed it for 5 years. The buyer arrived to sign papers. He looked confused, but I already bought it. The smell of garlic and basil filled my office as I reviewed the evening's reservations. Morettes have been packed every night, since the review in the Tribune called us Ost's best-kept Italian secret. 5 years of 16-hour days and Dad's struggling restaurant have become the place to get a table. My phone buzzed. Gerald family meeting at the house 1 hour. I stared at the text. Gerald never called family meetings. In the 7 years since he'd married my mother, he barely acknowledged I was family at all. Just Linda's daughter from her first marriage. The inconvenient reminder that Mom had loved someone before him. Can't, I typed back. Friday night service starts in 2 hours. This is above the restaurant.be here.my blood chilled. Gerald had been sniffing around Morettes ever since the Tribune review mentioned, we cleared $500,000 in profit last year. Suddenly, the restaurant he called that pizza joint was worth his attention. I left my sous chef in charge and drove to the house I'd grown up in. The one where Dad had taught me to make marinara sauce from scratch, where the kitchen still had burn marks from my first attempt at flam. Gerald's Lexus sat in a driveway like he owned the place, which technically he did now. Mom greeted me at the door, her eyes red-rimmed. Sophia, honey, what did he do? She couldn't answer. Gerald appeared behind her. All false concern and patronizing smiles. At 55, he looked like what he was, a mediocre real estate agent who'd hit the jackpot when he charmed my greeting mother. Sophia, come in, we have wonderful news. The living room had been rearranged again. Dad's leather chair was gone, replaced with some modern monstrosity. His awards from the Restaurant Association had been removed from the walls. Even his scent, Old Spice and kitchen smoke, had been erased by Gerald's aggressive colon. Sit, Gerald commanded, gesturing to the couch like I was a guest in my childhood home. I remained standing. What's this about? He pulled out a folder with the theatrical flair of a man who thought he was clever. I sold Morettes. The words didn't compute. They sat in the air like a foreign language, meaningless and strange. You what? Sold the restaurant, found a buyer willing to pay well over market value. $3 million. Can you imagine for that little place? That little place, I said slowly, is my father's legacy, and you can't sell it because you don't own it. Gerald's smile widened. He pulled out a document. Actually, I do. When your mother and I married, all her assets became marital property, including her share of the restaurant, her 49% share. I corrected. I own 51, Dad left it that way specifically. Aha, he actually waggled his finger at me like I was a child. But you're forgetting about the power of attorney. My stomach dropped. Mom wouldn't look at me, Mom. My voice came out small. You didn't. It was just for medical decisions, she whispered. When I had the surgery last year, Gerald said. Gerald interrupted that a comprehensive POA would be better. Cover all bases, and as Linda's designated representative, I've agreed to sell her shares. Combined with a court order declaring you incompetent to run the business due to your age and inexperience. I'm 28, I have an MBA, I've run Morettes for 5 years. You played restaurant while the adults weren't watching sneered. But $3 million is real money. Time to let professionals handle things. Who's the buyer? James Morrison. He owns that chain of sports bars. He's converting Morettes into one of them. Already has plans drawn up. Big screen TVs, chicken wings, the works. I thought I might vomit. Dad's restaurant, where he proposed to Mom over handmade ravioli.